Morning, y'all. We're going to do a short de-stressing yoga practice today. We're going to start on our backs. We're going to take one block or pillow or a bolster, place it right under your sacrum. We're going to get centered here first. You can pick any level, the low level, medium, or high, and then make sure your ankles are right under your knees. Press up and place that block right under your sacrum, not your back, but your sacrum. Place the soles of your hands down. And let's start here. More of a restorative bridge pose today, giving that heart a little break, but also at the same time, getting a little massage in that lower part of the sacrum. So go ahead and get into your Ujjayi breath here, your victory breath. Centering here, thanking yourself and having gratitude for giving yourself this time to have this practice. Go ahead and set your intention for today's practice. It could be a prayer, it could be a word, it could be a mantra. When you're done with that, let's go ahead and get back to our victory breath. That ha sound in the back of your throat. And if it feels good, maybe march those feet, massaging that low spine here. Always feels good. We hold a lot of stress in our shoulders, our forehead, our back. So this is a good way to maybe relieve some stress that you have. Maybe even extend those legs out long. Breathing into that stretch there. Walking those feet back under your knees. Press up and release that block out from under you. Place it out of the way. Bring those knees to chest. Head to knee. Bringing that head back down. And just to start rocking those knees back and forth, massaging that spine. Side to side right now, or maybe even a circle. Massaging that whole spine. Other direction if you're doing circles. Using the hardness of the earth to massage that spine. And if you're doing circles, just make it smaller and smaller until you're in stillness. Good. Another squeeze, forehead to knees. And release that head back down. So we're going to rock and roll 3 times to a seated position. So rock and roll, again, you are massaging the spine, but front and back. Put a little pause here, working that core. And up to easy pose. So I'm going to face you. So we're going to sit in easy pose. I'm going to sit on my block here, just because I like sitting on my block. And roll those shoulders down away from your ears. So take these 2 middle fingers and let's do a massage of our temples. Forward, maybe a little backward. Letting go of that stress here. And maybe even move it down to your jaw. Right there where your jaws connect. And let's make a circle with our nose, with our neck. Again, that's one of the places we hold our stress, in our neck. Really you can choose to make big circles or small circles. It is up to you. And let's go the other direction. Again, concentrating on belly button to your spine and your victory breath. Great. And coming back to center, take their right ear to right shoulder. And if this is enough, stay here. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, take that right hand to left ear, placing a little bit more weight. And release. And let's do the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. Left hand on right ear. And release. Continuing being head over heart over pelvis. Let's bring those arms up. Gaze is up at your fingers. And then hands to heart center. Shoulders down away from your ears. Let's do it again. Hands up to the sky. And bring hands to heart center. Going slow with our breath. Inhale, bring hands up to the sky. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, bring hands up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Great. This time, let's bring our hands up to the sky. Take left hand to right thigh. Right hand is tented behind you, right at close to your sacrum. So you're not leaning back on your arms, your hands. You're keeping a nice alignment, head over heart. Using that thigh for leverage. Every inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And release. Inhale, bring those hands up. And exhale, other side. Inhale, bring those hands up. Exhale, bring those hands down. Place them behind your back. Interlace those fingers. Open up your chest. And play around with your neck here. Do what feels good. Maybe lift up those arms a little bit more for a deeper stretch. And release. Placing your hands on your belly and your heart. And let's making sure we're breathing correctly. When you inhale, that belly comes out big. Exhale, it deflates like a balloon. Inhale. And exhale. Continuing that breathing. So when you slow down your breathing, it helps your stress. It also helps your blood pressure. So that is why yoga is so good, because we're going to slow down our breathing today. It helps with stress. It helps with tension. And just taking it slow today with all the things going on in the world today. We're going to just slow things down, making sure, take note of where your shoulders are. Are they up in your ears or are they rolled back? Relaxing down. And then releasing those hands down. Again, let's do a different breath control, our cleansing breath. Inhale through our nose. Exhale real slow through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. One more time. And let's really make a sound there. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth slow. And coming back to our victory breath. And let's go ahead and get into tabletop. So I'm going to go into tabletop. Tabletop. Hands right under your shoulders, fingers spread, knees right under your hips. belly button to your spine. And let's do some cat-cows. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. This is another, keep going with your breath, another combination pose that really helps with stress, especially if you keep it in your shoulders and your back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And then exhale into child's pose. Massaging that forehead, really pressing that forehead to the mat. Raising those elbows up, spreading those fingers towards the top of the mat. Massaging out that stress you might have in your forehead. That victory breath still going. And coming back up into tabletop. And let's tuck our toes, push back into down dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Belly button to your spine. So it's always okay to bend your knees here. Belly button to your spine and then maybe belly towards your thighs. Bending your knees is way okay. I love that when I first do my first down dog, my knees are always going to be bent just because I'm not ready. You can pedal it out. That feels good. Biceps are beside your ears. Spread those fingers wide. Maybe exaggerate those hips. And then walk your hands back to your feet. And let's keep our knees bent generously here. And we're going to do ragdoll, but this time with ragdoll, we're going to interlace our fingers behind our head, put a little bit more weight on our head. Belly button to your spine and maybe belly to your thighs, bending those knees generously. Maybe swaying, maybe a figure eight here. Remembering to breathe. Coming back to your intention for today's practice. Was it gratitude for what you have? And just be thankful. Release those fingers. Coming up into half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. So heel toe those feet closer together. And let's bend our left knee. Hover that left hand, right hand to the sky for a twist. Stacking those shoulders. The hand can be on the mat. It can be tenting. It can be on a block. And release that hand down. Straighten that left leg. Bend that right. And tent those fingers or place them on the mat or a block and for a twist. And release. Placing hands on the hips, slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders rolled away from your ears. Great. So coming to the top of your mat, let's do some standing twists. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, twist. Let's go with the flow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Press, step back into plank. Take a vinyasa here. Your choice. Meet me in down dog. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Bend that knee, open up that hip. Try to keep weight on both hands, not just your right hand. Equal amount of weight. And then keep that knee bent. Bring that knee into your chest and step not all the way to your hand. Let's just do 3/4 of the way to our hand. And then turn that back foot 45. Walk those hands back, straighten that left leg into pyramid pose. So we're in pyramid pose here. It's a very intense pose. You can have your blocks here, placing your hands on the blocks. If that is all right, you can have any level, which feels good. Up to you. Blocks, depending on the day. Some days I use them, some days I don't. Some days I'm too tight after a run, so I need to use my blocks. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Move those blocks in front of you. Take that back foot. We're going to rearrange our feet here. Keep that left foot, toes pointed towards the top of your mat. Your right foot, turn it where that front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Because we're going to come into triangle. So triangle, we're going to stack the shoulders up. So that block can be here for that left hand if you would like. Turning it into triangle. So you can stay here. You can move that arm in line. It is up to you what feels good to you. Another good intense stretch for that left leg. Open up that heart towards the sky. Good. And then windmill that hand around. Take that block or tense your hands. We're going to put more weight on our left foot. We're going to turn it into a balance pose. So hopefully I can do it into half moon. Stacking those hips. Flex that foot. Gaze can be down or straight ahead. And release into easy pose. So we're into easy pose. Head over heart over pelvis. I'm not on a block here, but you can be if you want. So we're going to do a forward fold. Head over heart over pelvis. We're going to forward fold. Tent those fingers and forward fold. Hinge. Pull this pelvis forward. So we're not going to round our back. Press that pelvis forward. Then hinge at the hips. Tenting those fingers. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. So pay attention which foot is in front with this pose, because when we do the other side, we will put the other leg in front. So coming up, to put the soles of your feet together for bound angle. So pressing with your elbows out, elbows on your thighs, press out. Again, head over heart, so we're not rounding our back here. Take those thumbs, massage those arches of your feet. We have a lot of stress in our feet too, because I guess we're on them all day long too. So use those pressure points, massage those feet. Good. And when you feel like you've done enough massaging your feet, forward fold on the bound ankle. You can interlace your fingers for leverage. And coming back up. And let's take our legs wide. Again, you can stay here. You can use your hands behind you, feet flex. If you feel like you can hinge forward, turn that pelvis forward, hinge forward. Again, you can put a block here, any level you want. High level, low level, massage that forehead. Breathing in that stretch. And coming back up. Cross those legs, ankles, coming back into tabletop. And then tuck those toes, push back into down dog. Pedal it out. And then inhale, lift that right leg up, bend that knee, open up that hip. Go both directions. Try the same amount of weight on both hands. And then keep that knee bent. Step that right foot 3/4 of the way up. Turn that back foot 45 degrees. Slide those hands back into pyramid pose. Again, if you want your blocks, take your blocks. Pretty intense pose again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. 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 Okay, readjust the feet for triangle pose. So take that back foot, get parallel to the back of the mat. Take that front heel in line with the arch of your back foot. So turn that body over, chest up into pyramid pose. So you're not going to want to lean over. So making sure you're hinging and keeping that triangle good alignment here. Shoulders stacked. And if you want to bring the hand up and over for a deeper stretch, do that. Great. Windmill that hand down. Use that block for coming in, putting more weight on that right foot for half moon. Another great balanced pose. So bringing those hips. Trying to stack those hips. Gaze can be down or straight ahead. And release into easy pose. Now remember we talked about which leg was in front last time. So making sure you're putting the opposite leg in front this time. Head over heart over pelvis. So we are going to hinge forward. Pull those pelvis forward. Tip those fingers into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Great. Coming back up. Soles of the feet together for bound ankle. Pressing those thighs out. Trying not to round the back. You can stay here. You can interlace your fingers for a forward fold if that feels good. You can even massage your arches again if that felt good. Massaging those toes, maybe putting fingers in between each toe. Feels good too. Good. And releasing, coming back up into wide leg forward fold. Tilt that pelvis forward. Again, you can use a block on your forehead. You can let your head dangle here. Flex those feet. Always feels good to massage your forehead though. coming back up. So we're going to do recline bound angle. And I'm going to use my bolster. I like this restorative part of this. So I put it at the base of my spine here. Keep my feet in bound angle. I'm going to lean back. It's a great chest opener. If it's too intense with your legs where you're growing, you can always put 2 blocks, which is a little bit more of a restorative pose here. Elbows can be on the ground, or you can put right hand on belly and left hand on your chest. And just let's do some different kind of breath control here. So we're going to do a even breath control. So we're going to inhale for the count of 5 and exhale for the count of 6. Inhale for the count of 5. This time exhale for the count of 7. Inhale for the count of 5. And this time exhale for the count of 8. And release those hands to the ground. That was not even breath. I changed my mind in the middle of it. So that was just elongating the exhale, which is a little bit more reducing stress. It helps your heart rate calm down. It helps your blood pressure, slowing things down. Now just to your normal breath here. So you can end here or get into your final resting pose with legs out straight. If you want, you can keep the bolster under your back, or you can just move it out of the way and get into your final resting pose. So I hope you enjoyed this practice today. Stay in this position if it's comfortable as long as you like. And just like with any of my other practices, I'll turn the video off, but please stay in it. I encourage you to, for your de-stressing time, this time for you. Stay in this from 5 to 10 minutes, and it will make your day.